to the field, the Victorian Axemen.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Victorian Axemen are making their way out into the field wearing blue and white hoops with white numbers, which is terrible. But we'll work through it, Chris. We will get there.
We will indeed. I think we should take a permanent marker down at half-time and colour them
just go and colour them all in. So the Victorian Axemen, there's a long history between South Australia, the Black Falcons, and the Axemen. They're probably played together the most, played against each other the most out of any of the states. Queensland Country Blue Heelers wearing those traditional blue jerseys, immediately recognisable. I saw them come out and you immediately recognise that Queensland Country strip. So it's certainly this. Now we're starting to get into the, well, certainly with Queensland, an established rugby union state. I am intrigued, I am interested that they only managed to finish third in their pool.
Yeah, it's quite surprising that, Dave. You know, I've watched both these teams play over the tournament, and you know, the Heelers started up at Woodville on Thursday afternoon, had an outstanding game against the Outback Barbarians. But yeah, both finished first, so ready to kick off. Heelers to kick off to Victoria, right to left. Weather conditions still similar. And here we go for 5th and 6th place.
High restart. Tora will take the initial kickoff. And I think as we go through today, you will just hear it, and I don't know how much the microphones will pick up, but you'll just hear that communication and the standard just picks up as we go. Poked over the top, and the bounce will find its way eventually into the hands of Nick Poole.
Yeah. Big increase in the comms, as Dave says there, which is almost a 16th player sometimes.
Yeah,
and again, as you say,
you will hear a massive step up, and as we go again and we get towards the final and the established Super Rugby states. I mean, Victoria are now, you would call them an established rugby state. They've been involved in Super Rugby for a long time now, and obviously with the creation, that one will find its way into touch just as Levi Filliger will leap into the air to try and get it, but the NRC now as well would be a tier, you think, between Super Rugby and here, so it's interesting to try and work out what
just a quick announcement,
place
for any volunteers
the Australian Rugby Shield has
so
in Australian rugby, and I think the Australian Rugby Shield
our ball persons
is much more important for Tasmania and South Australia, and hopefully in the future we get to see Northern Territory be involved.
But I think that step between NRC and well, this is the level to NRC, and then obviously through to Super Rugby. You know, I'm sure there'll be a lot of eyes on these games as they go on during the day. You know, the whole tournament's being live streamed on the Australian Shield YouTube site.
It is, and we are interactive. As we had a lovely chat with Mickey during the last game. So, if you have any questions or any observations, as long as they're, you know, PG.
Still intrigued how the Tasmanian player who couldn't play had blisters from walking on the sand. But 24 degrees in Adelaide yesterday. So
I think there may have been some tongues planted firmly in cheeks. I think. But looking forward to this one.
So attacking scrum, Victoria ball on the Heelers 22. Options left and right.
Big
good scrum from Victoria.
Destroyed the Heelers scrum, and now they're just going to try and find a way through. He's
wow.
Come back almost to the scrum and is met hard by Birchman. Another penalty, not rolling away. The Axemen will go quick into the 5.
So the Victoria hooker taking it on there. Eberhardt setting up good clean ball. Out to the first pod. I think he's fallen the wrong way. No, they have got it back. Straight back in on the angle.
Just big and strong. And I tell you, whenever you start to get ready to play the Axemen, you know.
Whoa,
That's what you're going to get, but there's an intercept.
Oh, no, call back.
Coming back. I mean, the one positive out of that is he did it early enough that he didn't have to go all the way. Nick Poole had the ideas that, you know, there was going to be the first try gone back and they've called for a scrum. But just quickly again, whenever you prepare to play the Axemen, or you think you're going to have to play the Axemen, you know they are going to be big and strong. There is a strong Islander contingent in the Axemen side every single time. You know you're in for a big afternoon, big morning.
I think you're right, Dave. You just look at the Victoria backline there. You know, they wouldn't look out of place in many, you know, forward packs across the country. Each one of them probably weighing in over 100 kilos, 6'1", 6'2".
And the right kind of 100 kilos.
Absolutely.
I mean, I weigh over 100 kilos as well. But
I weigh more than that.
Suggest that, you know, I'd be any good as a centre.
Absolutely, yeah. Not a bad 10 in your time, though, Dave.
Oh, yeah. My problem,
and a 9.
Yeah, well, 9. Anywhere that I didn't get tackled, that's where I wanted to be.
The bench it is then.
Yeah, that's where it got to. It will be a scrum down, just a little bit of an injury. Scrum down, I think.
So based on the last scrum, you think the Victorian scrum are going to attack this?
Yeah, and they absolutely destroyed it. And it was almost like a little bit of a shock wake-up call for the healers. They're going to have to dig their heels in, as it were.
But there does appear to be a significant weight difference in these scrums. You know, healers aren't small, but the Victorian scrum is just huge. Great set from the tight head there.
Yeah, and again, it's going to be an easy afternoon, you think, for the Axemen as far as scrums go. And that's as easy as it is from 5 metres out, just too big, too strong. And the Axemen will get the first points on the board. And if you are a healer forward at the moment, there'll certainly be a conversation under the post about, okay, how do we fix this? And that's really what it's going to have to be. How do we fix this scrum? We can't go backwards.
Absolutely, and I think that's going to be a big dominating factor of this game, with the strength of the forward pack for the Victorian team. So, you know, healers seem very quick in the back line when I've watched them over the weekend. So hopefully they'll need to look for some quick ball in the set piece, get it back, and then move it down the line. But 5-0, kick to come.
And the conditions again, the wind is basically blowing from post to post, left to right down the middle of the field. Another left-footed kicker. Great contact,
down the middle.
Great strike, and straight as a die, and the Victorian Axemen look like they mean business. And we got a name withheld.
Yeah.
We'll see whether we can find that out. I'll shout down to my pixies and see how we can go. Great retake as well, and that was Cameron Gray rising high. Again, big and strong, and Paongo into midfield, and it takes a family to get him down. Out the back again. Trying to find a way through.
Good
just
ball
drop
movement,
it
good
back
switch inside.
Oscar Gilding will put the ball on the foot, and there's a foot race, and it's going to be, it was nearly one, and it just didn't sit up exactly as he wanted it to. I tell you what.
I think his name's Opataya on the wing there with the green head guard. Some impressive pace down there, and was just unfortunate not to pick the ball up and go over the line. But healers scrum about 5-6 metres out from their try line, so kickers in the pocket looking for an exit here, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say as well. As I think as we go through the stage, we're likely to see more exit plays as we go through the day, and just a little bit more structured rugby. But I tell you, it's interesting. If you go back 3 years, 4 years, Queensland Country versus Victorian Axemen, you'd be writing Queensland Country in the winners column almost straight away.
This would have been the final for sure.
this is certainly shows the development of Victorian rugby over the last couple of years.
So a great line break there from Angus Blair, putting the ball out.
Dropping, and they've got to look after him. They got him up, but they put him down.
They're over. And held up. Some goal line kick out to the Healers.
The goal line dropout will hang in the wind. Give Victoria a chance to counter. That's Opataya, who's carried. Our anonymous number 10 at the moment. Obviously been in trouble with the police.
Allegedly.
That looked forward and was forward. We will try and find out who it is. I always wonder why people withheld the name from Rugby Explorer. What is it you don't want us to know?
I actually think it's just the button pressing, to be honest with you. It's human error more than anything else. It seemed to be a lot of name withheld when Rugby Explorer first came out, but more and more these days you see the name, so it's...
One again, the Axemen now have taken one against the head, and again absolutely dismantled the Healers scrum. Now they're away again into midfield, just running around on the angle, and gets the offload away. Opataya is held up, but not before he can get the offload away. And at Victoria again, another phase for Victoria. And you think that this comes from a Queensland set piece.
Opataya on the ball, yeah.
Yeah, Tui.
Good tackle,
great
good
tackle,
regard, great offload
again, and enough
That's right.
for them to go in again. So another try for the Axemen. Andrew Feeney is the 10 for the Axemen. Thank you very much, Lavinia, for letting us know. And if you can confirm whether he does have a criminal background, that would be great. There's some big questions for the Healers to answer. I mean, okay, we're only, 10-15 minutes into this first half, but
it's just sheer bulk.
And it's not just that it's not just that Victoria have the upper hand in the scrums; they are absolutely destroying it. That's
a size advantage throughout the team. We talked about the scrum weight ratios relative to the Healers and the way the Victorian team were attacking the scrums. But when you look man for man down the back line as well, there's some big, quick players in the Victorian Axemen's lineup as well. Can your source tell us who number 12 is, Dave?
Oh, we got 12. I know number 7 as well. So we got 12-7. And Andrew Feeney, who has converted the second one, so that's 14 points to 0. Okay. Apparently, maybe a little bit of a history with Mr. Feeney.
Allegedly.
Good clearance.
Well taken.
Yeah, really good take. Looking into what little sun there is at the moment, and Queensland now will drive it back towards the corner, and the bounce has taken a nice bounce. Feeney has thought about going quickly. So another set piece for Victoria. Jared Ephart will put the ball in.
You know, we talked about the advancement of the line-outs in the last game, Dave, and you know, again here an opportunity to see a step up. But good line-out from Victoria, nice and simple. Into the centre, big number 8 taking it on.
Finalvea, the number 8. He'll work hard, and again, Paongo will just work into midfield. He's a hungry young man. Hungry for work in the midfield, quick, and they're off quick again. Victoria really have put a stamp down in this first 15 minutes.
Oh, great little cheeky kick through from
the front row
Eberhardt.
Union. He just didn't come off. Backs let him off. The backs let him down.
So Jared Eberhardt there with the kick through.
I tell you, honestly, like you go to a rugby training session, it's always the front rows who are out early.
And they're practicing their place kicks.
They always are. Practicing their kicking, practicing their drop kicks, and now we see why. Finally paid off for Jared. So, it is a Queensland scrum, and it's about 7 metres out. I'm not entirely sure that this is... Let's see whether the Axemen can deal with this one or whether the Healers have managed to sort themselves out. Free kick for the early drive, and that's something just a little bit too keen. And it's, you know, smart from the Healers as well, just to make them wait a little bit. Now they're away. Great numbers for the Axemen on the outside. He's caught that possibly a little bit too well, and they're going to go back. Or inside.
I think he was just inside, Dave.
Never left the 22. The number 12 is Justin Tarvey. Lavinia is the oracle of Victorian rugby. I might replace you with her at some point.
Fabulous. A bacon sandwich then, yeah. So Victoria looking to build again. Advantage knock on from the Healers, but Victoria going forward.
Trying to find a way through the middle. 7 was slow, and the Healers at the moment just have to do everything they can to slow down the marauding Axemen. They're away again on this near side, and again the kick through is good and puts pressure on. Thomas Wells got there eventually, and hands in the ruck.
Healers hanging there and
holding on. There's no panic down from the Healers bench at the moment. I mean, it's a long way to go. But, so
a very tight angle here for the exit, but no doubt that's yours ball.
Directly at our camera position, our camera operator is starting to panic a little bit.
So line out on the 22. Healers still trying to get out of their 22 and
yeah, I think we're going to see quick set pieces from the Healers, and they'll try and slow the scrum down a little bit to make Victoria impatient. But certainly they've got to be smart in the set piece battle now, the Healers.
Oh, good strip.
Oh, stolen, strong. Somebody else who's really starting to show up is that is our number 12.
For those people who've just arrived,
Tarvey.
This is our 5th place playoff between Queensland Country and Victoria. The result of our 7th place playoff.
And so that's another
Australia
penalty.
And Tasmania.
Queensland really do have to be sensible, as we've talked about. Victoria, especially with Tarvey in that big midfield. Did he get yellow carded?
No, I think he's
coming
injured.
to the trainer. And that does not look like it's gone. No, it has gone. So Queensland line up. Yeah, they are going quick, and that time it didn't work. Into midfield again. Good stop as Blair tried to find a way through. Feeney gets missed out, and again they put the ball on the floor and quite happy to play the territory game. And I think they know that any set piece is 50-50 at the moment.
Absolutely. So as you say, Healers went for the quick one there, but unfortunately didn't execute it that well. And now they're 40 metres back and to have to build again.
They are finding it. Healers coaches will want desperately to get this team back in. Just try and settle them down, and can't do anything to fix the set piece until at least half time, really, if the players on the field aren't managing to work it out. Now they're up and about, the Healers, with ball in hand, and oh, that's a lovely pass over the top. Now the ball onto the foot again. How's the bounce? Bounce is good enough for Victoria in the
Oscar
counter-attack.
Gilding makes a good break there.
Oscar Gilding trying to find a way through, does find a way through. We'll find
and
the opposite
number one
winger
on the
and the
outside.
big fella, Pawongo, the front row union for Victoria, absolutely outstanding.
I do wonder though, Dave, if he has a camp in the Healers team with his blue rinse on the back of his hair.
Has he got a blue mullet?
He has a blue mullet, which is very impressive.
So another line-up for Queensland, and changing how they do things now. They might have reduced the line-up, taking a few numbers out.
So all stepping in lately to the line-out. Not so quick this time. Hoping to execute, and they did this time, yeah.
I mean, you have to execute in your 22. It has to be safe. Scrum half will go, and they're away on that far side. They have a 2-on-1 if they can get it inside. They do get it inside. Covering defence coming from Victoria. He's very, very isolated. Winger does very, very well, but he's the only one there, and Victoria can turn over. Oh, they're away again.
And away we go.
And that is easy. Far too easy for Tuia. So much so that a strange silence came over the ground when that happened.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, because that was a good
of running rugby to all of a sudden
good break,
just strolling in under the post.
It was a great break from the Healers, but as you said there, Dave, they did get isolated, ran away from the rest of the team, and unfortunately turn over, and next thing went over under the post.
Yeah, one missed tackle and he's away. So Feeney will look to keep his 100% record going. Which he does, and if you're a young kid watching at home and you're a kicker, that is how you do it. You don't change what you do. It's the same kick wherever you are.
So interesting pathway for Victoria to get to this 5th-6th playoff. They lost to Perth 27-24 in the first round. They where do we have lost it now? They beat the Falcons 50 points to 13 second round, and then lost to the ACT 26-18 to finish in 5th and 6th. So given the way that Victoria are playing, looking forward to the next 2 finals, there's going to be some quality rugby played.
Another deep ball into a blue-haired machine. Pango again, box kick, and there's a big gap, and no real competition, just waited for it. Great take, great feet, gets away from the first couple of tackles. Then we'll get the offload away. Opens up a little bit of midfield, and
just held on.
Great challenge. The arm goes out, and it's Victoria's way.
Great miss ball.
That's a great defensive tackle as well. Filliger on this near side, the number 14, showing a full range of skills. Victoria again with Rooston trying to find a way through. Into midfield again. Feeney, right on the fingertips, and they're away again. Gilding. In and out from Gilding, steps out of the tackle.
That's a great run from Oscar Gilding.
Has a couple to beat. The last one finally gets him, holds him up. Feeney has a look. Can he reach out? Yes, he can.
Oscar Gilding's tried that. Parents next to me smiling here. Was it?
Yeah.
Wasn't Oscar Gilding.
Wasn't it? Wasn't the fullback?
Well, his parents say it wasn't, so they're disowning him, apparently.
It's good job we got his parents next to us.
I'm pretty sure it was Oscar went through on that break. No? But regardless, Oscar Gilding's parents sat next to us, come over from Tasmania to watch him play today for Victoria. So welcome to South Australia.
Oh, a very metropolitan family. He was very, very close, whoever it was. I thought it was.
Yeah, we'll find out for sure.
I know, I think it might have been the winger. It looks very similar.
Well, unfortunately, the scorers aren't being logged in Rugby Explorer at the moment. So. Yet. Uh, 25 minutes gone. Victoria pushing out to a commanding lead, 28-0.
Angus Blair is the 13. I'm being told. We had Angus. Angus was he the try scorer? But he was. He's one of the many. It is just difficult to see the numbers on the back of the shirt when they get a little bit further away from me. So we are 28 points to 0. Another restart for Queensland.
It's hanging in the wind, this one. Gives the Healers a chance to get underneath it.
Good take. We're still waiting on a number 7, I think.
Good leg drive from the one.
He's got through some great work.
There's options here.
There's that traditional Fijian step. Not sure that Tora achieved anything from it.
Hopefully that's just...
Oh, he's got the knockdown. He's suggested he's going for it.
They're going to have a chat
about it, about how much of a chance he had. I wasn't looking, I'm afraid. I was distracted. He's going to talk to him. I don't know whether it's the knockdown, whether it's something else. I know there's something else. I'm not entirely sure what it is. It's a secret.
I thought he was actually signalling for the VAR there for a minute.
Do we have one?
No. That's a great kick from a
It's a terrible kick. He's not overly happy with it, Mr. Feeney.
Not as good as I thought.
Yeah. It's a tough... Well, he's a left footer as well, so yeah, no, you should be slightly upset by that one.
That's some great height in the line out. Unlucky, just gone forward slightly there.
Tell you what, it's good hands. And the big number 5, Callum Smith from Queensland. Off they go again. Into midfield, and attacking wise and defensively, Victoria have been impressive and stolen, but illegally.
Offside there by Victoria, giving the Healers the turnover ball just inside the Axemen's half.
Yeah, hands in the ruck again, and I mean that's one of the hardest things when it is a ruck and you see the ball at your feet, is you actually can't pick it up.
Absolutely.
Unless you're the halfback. That's a good kick as well.
So the first time the Healers get into the Axemen's 22 for a while, so let's see what they can do from here. Looking for secure ball first up though from the line out, which they secure.
Great line up. Driving maul is looking to be set up. Once they get that
they got it
forward,
moving,
then they're going to be able to do
referee allowing
damage.
it to move.
Halfback will go and possibly went a little bit early. I would like to see the forwards go. Tries to duck through the challenge. Just to get a cuddle on more than one occasion. Yep. And they're off again. Christie trying to find a way through. Gets his head down into midfield again. Now they're going to come this near side. Be desperate to come away from first half with at least some points. Short ball again.
The key is retention here for the Healers, just to keep building.
Down on the way through, and Paonga
offside.
Lucky that he missed, really, Paonga. There was no arms. Right, I do apologise. I kept looking into the comments that were going on, saying, no, the score is right. I will let our scorekeeper know. It is the other way around. Victoria Axemen are winning 28 points to 0.
So penalty taken into the line out there. So 5 metres out. Healers really looking for some good ball retention here and to put themselves on the scoreboard just before half time. Still going forward, they've got a splinter. Healers still going. Will become a little bit messy in there.
So a penalty, sealing off, and Victoria will be able to get there. So apologies for that, we will fix it. I kept looking at the score and going, no, he's right. I don't understand why people keep saying the score is wrong. But yeah, see, it was the wrong way around. That was it. We'd given Queensland a 28-0 lead.
Head start.
So apologies to all the Victorians. Equally apologies to any of the Queenslanders if we'd given you any hope.
So Healers unfortunate to come away from 5 minutes of intense pressure in the Axemen's 22.
And as I said, with about 5 minutes to go in the half, that they really don't want to go into half-time scoreless. It's such a big boost for Victoria if they can manage it. And Oppetai coming off his wing and hitting the midfield hard. Oh, the big fella's out here, the magician.
The cheeky chipper.
Is outfield, Jared Eberhardt. Feeney, quick hands. Paonga will just straighten up and try and find as much contact as possible. Quick hands from Feeney. Strong challenge, and again in midfield, but the Victorians are continually going. Paonga again loves the contact, the big fella in midfield. Feeney out the back, a little bit of man and ball in the panic. Pressure caused that knock on.
Great line speed from the Healers 12, putting pressure on the Axemen's 13.
I'll tell you what,
Thomas Wells, the 12 for Healers.
You can see the panic in his eyes. As that ball found its way to him, and there was a defender within centimetres of him.
Man and ball at the same time.
So we will definitely get the score sorted for half-time. Don't stress.
So that's
the Axemen just absolutely dismantle the Queensland pack, and I tell you what, Jared Eberhardt is he's having a day out today. He's just looked towards the bench and in a little chest bump. He's leading this forward pack at the moment.
He's almost a lookalike for the Springboks front rower, Stephen Kishkoff.
That is a fantastic leg as well from Feeney.
And the bench for Victoria just coming back from a warm-up. Some very large players on the bench as well to come into the game in the second half, no doubt.
It's always been a thing with the Axemen. Whenever you played the Axemen, you just knew you were in. Not that I ever did, but I was involved with the stateside playing against the Axemen, and you just knew that it was going to be punishing. Kick through, and this time Oscar Gilding can counter-attack. Lovely silky runner is Gilding, and he's gone through two. Can't get away from the third one, and
that's
just
high
fallen into
tackle
that
edge
high
there.
tackle. I don't think there was anything malicious in it, but they're going to have another go at it. Oh, a great pass which pushes them back. Feeney again to Eberhardt.
Oh, sit down.
I tell you what, silky and powerful Eberhardt.
Taking it back over for the high tackle on Oscar Gilding.
I don't think he did kind of slip into it, so I don't think there's going to be anything more than the penalty.
It's putting the Axemen into a very strong position with a minute to go in this half.
There he goes again, Paonga. Good clean out as well.
That's good D from the Healers. And ball still live. Angus Blair taking it on the centres.
Oh, he's trying to find a way through as well, Blair, and they'll come again to this near side.
So a good clean ball again. Eberhardt takes it on. Great pick up off his feet.
Tell you what, we're going to get t-shirts made at half time. The Eberhardt fan club. Feeney.
That
great
is
kick. Oh,
far.
very, very close. I think just in front. A little bit too keen was Oscar Gilding.
So the 35 minutes ticks over in the first half, so potentially last play, but penalty to Healers. Axemen offside.
Yeah, just in front of the kicker, I think. And they've asked the question about how long's left. I think, I think this would probably, if they kick directly into touch, they'd play on. So see whether they tap it and just get into half time, or whether they want another, a last shot at it. If they stay out, I might go and try and listen in to the Queensland Healers half-time talk and see whether I can pick anything up at Gilding again. And it's just little things like this, and after there's a long run up into contact. Good challenge eventually in midfield, and to Louis Tuia. Looking for an offload, gets the offload again. Into midfield to Feeney. Feeney is met and driven backwards. Victoria with all the time in the world in the moment, and another penalty. Hands from Feeney, I think. Oh, he's done well, I tell you what.
Very lucky there.
Because he tapped it. And the temptation would have been to take a double grab at it, but he let it hit the floor and picked it up on a penalty. Not releasing.
A quick ball taken by the Axemen down the left-hand wing. Looking to close this half out.
I mean, we could end up with a full, proper rugby half here. It's not a bad kick as well. It's going to sit up, though. Nick Poole tries to go around the outside, and he's denied emphatically. Pataya.
So Axemen very strong in that breakdown
as well. And the arm is
Healers
out
in from the side
for another set piece, so another penalty. Off they go again. Long pass. Paonga is out there again. And then we'll find the winger. The winger, lots of things to do, lots of work to do on that far side.
There you go.
And he gets over. And again, Victoria. And I tell you what, they have been emphatic in this first half, and you would think that would be it. Couldn't quite see who got over the line. Was it our winger, or did he offload it?
I didn't see that.
It was the winger, I tell you what, it's some power. Oh. I know, he just laid it back.
So 33 with 2 to score.
So he started it off and laid it back, and I think it was the 12 who got it, Justin Tarvey. He was first there. But the speed that the Axemen have played and the power that they've had through midfield, and Queensland look absolutely shell-shocked.
I think it's
going into half time and potentially going to go into half time 33 or 35-0 up.
I think what's more impressive as well, though, is the ball out of the tackle. You know, the offload all the time, looking for that to keep that ball live.
They've just done about as good as you can do, really.
Absolutely. Difficult kick, but wind with him. Fantastic kick.
Go up and he stays 100%, and that will be half time. So we'll step out for 10 minutes and we'll speak to you again when we get ready for the second half.
Axemen 35, Queensland Country Healers 0. Barbarian.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Half-time in the books. Victoria 35, Queensland Country 0. Oh, Jordan Eberhardt has got the subs vest on. Hang on, can we start a position?
No.
Is it too... How quickly can we get change.org done?
GoFundMe page coming up now.
I don't know whether I'm happy with that.
So a long way back for the Healers, 35 points down.
It is, and I couldn't get anywhere near them at half-time, to be honest, so... I look, the problem is he's got to fix stuff all over the park.
And Victoria have rung some changes now.
Yeah,
Brought some of their bench players in.
I'm looking at the Queensland side, not sure. They've got the fourth and fifth official trying to work out what's happened at half-time, if anything. Maybe AR's involved. And
so I think the Healers might have put 16 on the park to give themselves a better chance.
I don't know whether that would work, to be honest, after that first half. There we go, now there's a change. There's a lot of Queensland shirts in the crowd as well. I think some family members have come down and high hanging restart.
Good take.
Good take, really good take. Oh, wonderful.
Monstrous hit.
Box kick. High. Could be a challenge, and that is the most impressive knock-on I've seen in a long time. Long kick, and we'll find the Axemen fullback who will return it with interest. Oscar Gilding, and
unlucky.
I saw as it came down. I was watching,
We're
and
playing on. Advantage
Mackenzie
being played.
Burgess, and it just looked like one of those that was going to fall short. And, terrible knock-on, terrible offload. Jack Andreasen. Another change for Victoria.
Cameron Gray
like
coming
might
off.
Have been enforced actually. Just holding the top of his quad.
He was carrying that a little bit towards the end of the second half. He came down in a line out quite awkwardly. So obviously tried it for the second half for 5 minutes, but has decided to let someone else into the fray.
Just general wear and tear, you would think. And the Axemen again, absolutely dominant in that scrum, and another penalty. No, you've probably got a better insight than I have, Chris, because I was never a forward. But what do you do?
There's nothing you can do really with the power that the Axemen have. You know, you can try and adjust your strategies around, trying to stop the wheel. But, with that sort of power coming through at such speed, it's just almost impossible to do anything against. And inevitably a penalty every time, or against the head. So, but as we said in the first half, it's key that the Healers win their own set piece where they can. But the only thing they can really do is go for the quick heel. As soon as the set comes down, ball comes in, and hope for the best.
But they're not even able to do that.
Absolutely.
Line out is missed again as well. So the Victorians got hold of that, and that one's held up. A quick drop out will drive them back at least. It's gone a long way, and that just gives you an idea of the win today and how far it is taking it. Big counter-attack chance for
to
the
Taua. I
Axemen.
think a player just come on.
Yeah.
On to Vayu, again, has just come into the fray as a replacement.
The Axemen very quickly got over halfway, and
I think we've got a bit of an injury here, Dave.
it looks
not in a good way.
Like
the 10
didn't look a comfortable one, and he's
Mackenzie Burgess.
Mackenzie Burgess it is, and the trainers will come on.
Yeah, referee calling for the stretcher by the looks of it.
I think he's gone knee, I think. But pretty much
not in good shape.
Straight away. Or has he gone lower leg, ankle?
I think he's clutching his knee.
I tell you as well, we having been involved in the management of these tournaments as well, you know, these kind of injuries happen as well. Like, you're in a 5-day tournament and you're on the 5th day. And these guys as well, like, even though we've talked about where this fits in the whole tier system, but these guys are putting their bodies through a lot, and they're about, you know, they're right on the cusp of being semi-professional athletes who put a lot of work in, and they hit so hard. So yeah, hopefully it's nothing too major, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, it looks like it's his knee. End of a tough season as well, Dave. You know, these guys have all, you know, been playing club comp. Seasons have finished now across Australia in terms of club competitions, so to keep themselves up for a tournament like this, and each team playing 4 games in 5 days, it's good to see the 10s up, and obviously not in a great shape, but no stretcher required.
Yeah, but all pretty much straight away the referee blew it up, so I think everybody kind of knew. The problem is if it was it's gone the Victorian Axemen way. I was going to say the problem is if it's a Queensland ball, he may as well give it to the Axemen.
Yeah, you just look out there now, Dave. They're almost in line with where we're sat, and you can just see the difference in the sizes of the packs. You know, there is a height and weight difference which is really significant.
The other thing is as well is it's all well and good having the size, but got to have the technique as well.
Absolutely.
It appears that the Axemen have got that.
They've got both
as well. And I think we'll see a lot of that. And we talk about the evolution of set piece and the evolution of lineouts, and you know, I'm sure that back in your day as well, if a team was that dominant, you just wouldn't have allowed them to do anything. Every single scrum would have collapsed. Everything would have, you know, you would have been doing absolutely everything. But we've now reached the point where the scrum is so controlled now.
Absolutely.
All of those dark arts that used to be employed on, you're not able to employ them as much now.
Absolutely right, as you say. There's so much control now, you know, especially with the final set. You know, when I was playing, it was you had a metre run up to your opposition in the scrum line, and
I mean, pushover try from 40 metres out.
Wow,
that is,
and they're keeping it in as well.
Oh my lord, that is one
Hailers just need to take it down now.
Come out again. I mean, if you don't get any advantage, you just sit down and go a scrum, and that is some absolutely big energy from the Axemen pack. Short ball, and they finally bring him down. But even, you know, the speed and intensity that the Axemen have hit the line in this game has been impressive as well.
Yeah. And this player's impressed since he's come on. I think his name's VIC. You know, he put the big hit on as soon as he came on.
We kind of come back for that penalty. I mean, look, if I was the Axemen, I mean, you know, line out is an option, but just to sort of, you know, rubber stamp your dominance, I'd go scrum again. I mean, yeah, he's asked for it. Feeney's asked for the scrum.
It would make perfect sense given the last scrum, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean,
the bad thing is, though, you know, scrums like that, you know, the referee's going to have to go to his pocket at some point if it's continual penalties, which we don't really want to see in a game like.
I mean, the penalties as well are coming just from the amount of pressure that Queensland. And it doesn't look like they're going to get any reprieve as
Yeah, number 4 for Healers there took a knock on the head in that tackle against VIC. Did hold him, but I think he's come off second best, so off for a quick check.
So there's another couple of changes being made in that forward pack, and I think they're going to get welcomed into this game in fairly short order. also replacing Paongo,
who's had an outstanding game, in fairness. But you might get to see his blue rinse now as he comes past us, Dave. So, but absolutely outstanding with ball in hand. You know, really strong ball carrier. Great player. So it looks like the Healers have made some changes in the front row there.
So we'll see whether the dominance continues even with the changes. So it's not settled, and Queensland don't want them to settle with it. Better from Queensland.
So it's
Will Brown. That's a big win for the Healers. I tell you what, the reaction down on the bench was almost like a try scorer. Big scrum for the Queenslanders.
So the referees have judged that as an intentional wheel, but you know, it's hard in these scrums to do an intentional wheel these days, but that was the call.
Penalty will find its way into the Victorian half.
So I think the first time in the second half that the Healers have made it into the Axemen's half, so let's see what we can go from here. Fortunately not quite straight, but in favour of the Axemen anyway.
Well, nobody has troubled our much maligned scorekeeper so far in the second half. Both sides would look to change that. Again into midfield, and the Axemen have just settled back into their usual
better
routine.
line speed from the Healers' defence there.
So knock on, so let's see whether the Queenslanders can back up 2 scrums in a row. See Queensland trying their best to close that gap as well at the front, just to remove a little bit of the impact of the Victorians. It's another scrum that's directly in front of us, and we get to have a look at it. See, it starts to move straight away, and it's much better from Queensland.
The Healers have now got.
That's the first scrum that they've won all day.
Far better body positions in the scrum there from the Healers.
Oh, pinballing around, and finally they come away from it. Suggestion that the tackle was high, but we're going to play on anyway.
Good carry by Bayou, but high and low. The Healers putting up a good fight here in defence. It's the injection of a couple of fresh players has really given them a bit of drive.
Victoria again into the 22, and again they just continue to batter this Queensland midfield. Another player slow to get up.
Oscar Gilding takes the ball on there, looks to offload in tackle.
Finn Alvea is slow to get up. Over on that far side. Now he is lurking with intent over in the 15-metre channel on the far side, hoping that the ball comes this way. Tora again.
Big cross-field kick to him. What do you reckon, Dave?
They're certainly
there we go.
And saying they've got the space. Feeney, this time he will it hold this big in goals?
Oh no, it's anybody's now.
That came up. I was going to say, where did that come off? It looked kind of like it came off lower leg, and then the knock on with Queensland, but another substitution. This time Victoria changing one of the salad eaters, Thomas Bramley.
I was going to say possibly one of the smallest players.
I know, right?
And he's not that small.
Oh, he's on a salad eater as well. It must be a halfback.
He's 8. Well, certainly 8's coming off, so.
So another dropout, this time again with the wind. So good to see. I still have no real idea what I would do with a goal line dropout. How I would deal with it as a.
Well, it's akin to a 22, you know, so it depends what options you've got in front of you.
You've got the option to go high and short.
Wow.
Jeez, that's not a sight you wanted to see first thing in the morning, is it? He's lost it forward, though.
But yeah, you don't often see a goal line drop out that goes short. They tend to go sort of at least over the 22.
You couldn't give them a short field, but you might see a contestable 22.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, other than putting your foot through it and hoping. But then what that does is it gives the chance of Alatini Vaihu. I mean, good Lord.
Yeah, Vulcan speed. As you say, you wouldn't want that running at you too often.
Just giving them a free run at you. So I don't know.
That's the danger going along.
Whether you could get it high enough and hang it onto the 22 and contest at the 22. Yeah. But again, if you miss it, you're giving them such a short field.
Far better scrum from the Healers.
Whatever the changes they've made, it's fixed it. Another penalty. So they haven't lost a scrum in 3 or 4 seconds now.
Since they made the changes, I mean, the hooker's come in, number 16, Rabu Koaga. No, sorry, Jake Lyon. Seems to make quite a big difference there. Gelling the front row together to hold them up.
Good clearance as well. Out in front of us as well, so that's a scrum fixed. Have they now fixed the lineup? Not straight.
Not straight.
You can see it from here that it wasn't straight. So, now it's the Axemen scrum. Have Queensland not enough to actually challenge them against the head? He did come on at half-back, the number 21. Thomas Bramley. Well, there you go.
That's a remarkable turnaround.
You talk about a game of two halves.
But I think where the Healers have made some changes to strengthen their scrum, you know, the front row's been changed in the Victoria Axemen team and seem to have gone backwards a little bit.
Yeah, that's different. You know that the Healers will want to come away with something. Nobody wants to go 70 minutes without scoring.
Good quick ball.
Suggestion
straight
forward,
back into trouble.
Play on. And the Healers now finally with their tails up.
Ooh, big contact.
Huge contact in midfield.
It's gone back for the
penalty. Healers want to go quick again. And quick they go.
He plays him. It's
got himself isolated, but the clean out was good enough. Now they can start to look into midfield.
Healers getting there in numbers now, so
quite find a way through.
They've upped the intensity, going for the quicker ball. Another penalty.
It's all a little bit disjointed though. There was no pods, no structure, and Lyon was very, very isolated, but keeps his feet long enough for his support to get to him. Now they can work through. Again, just trying to fight the way through into the 5. Fired out. Not quite there, just trying to bring the Axemen in.
Oh.
Suggestion high again, but no arm, no whistle.
Still good ball retention.
Control the pace now. Queensland.
2 metres away from the try line. See if Healers can get it over.
Have a look on the other side. Penalty and time off. So something. Wants to talk to somebody about something. I tell you though, Chris, if there is a rugby coach who can translate how you defend in that 5 metres channel to the rest of the field, they will be unbeatable.
Absolutely right.
You never fail to see somebody make 2 or 3 or 5 metres in open play everywhere else. So you get in the 5, defensive wall.
He's having a chat with the Healer number 8 here, so I'm quite sure went off at the breakdown, but
oh, I thought it was a Victoria penalty. It's a Queensland penalty.
I must admit I thought the same, but he's going Scrum called. Heeler's taking them on.
I missed the signal, so I'm not entirely sure what happened then. But certainly Queensland will be looking forward to this scrum. Another change for Queensland.
So great attacking position now for the Heelers. Let's see if we can get away with their first points of the afternoon. Been very strong in the last 3 or 4 scrums, so hopefully good ball.
William Gallegos will enter into the fray. He looks like he's just a straight...
Great scrum again. They held their own and kept it going.
Arms out again.
8's over the line but held up.
Vincent
just
will
a metre
have a look.
away.
This time they get closer again. Referee is right there, not quite got it down. Now they will come open.
Man overlaps. I'm afraid that
Oscar
could
Gilding.
well be a penalty try.
I don't think it'll be a penalty try, but he certainly went to his pocket to check where the card was.
Be interesting to see what defence was out the back for Victoria.
I'm going to have a discussion about it.
Yeah, there was.
He put his hands up straight away. I think he's suggesting.
But there was no cover from Victoria there, so. Anyway.
He certainly put his hands up straight away, Oscar Gilding, as if to say, yep, nope, but there was nothing. Yeah, he's gone to, you see the yellow card already. He's going to come and sit down for a little bit. He's at the back.
Yeah.
Kind of knew it. Early bad for him.
Penalty try.
On the penalty try. So they'll get the 7 points. So we're suggesting that Paongo is the entirety of the that's where it's coming from my sources on the internet. We need to put him back on and the scrums will turn around again.
Totally agree with you, Dave. It's been a significant change since he went off.
Hanging short kick again, great contestable kick. Going to find its way out.
Oh.
I tell you, it's a panicky offload, but it's going to work. I mean, it's not the neatest way to get to that position.
I think he's...
Out again, and
Good
it's a
contact.
weird-looking tackle.
Oh,
I just snatched at it, and Victoria now can pounce on the drop ball, and they will counter, and they got a very, very short field to work on. Into the 22 again, and again this pace and control that Victoria have had all afternoon.
oh, good pilf. Off his...
Yeah, didn't support his own weight. Feeney will go.
Great carry from Vahu.
Reversing his field and just trying to find a way through.
Quick hands from the 17.
Skills on show from the big boys today.
So a lot of pressure on the Heelers line at the moment. Held up.
And held up. So it's going to be another dropout. They've gone quick. See, that's the one I like.
That's the one.
The bounce just didn't quite
dear.
work for him, but that's the way. And this is the problem that you've got. If you don't win that contest, you give them such a short field.
But the theory was great there. It was almost like a crossfield kick to the winger, run onto it, but the bounce just beat them both, unfortunately.
Victoria again will knock on the door. Over the top and over the line, he will flop, and Victoria will add on to their tally. It's been an interesting second half. It's certainly been a completely different certainly completely different to what it was in the first half.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to listen to the team chat at half-time with the Healers, because whatever was said, and with the addition of a few replacements off the bench there, it's certainly been a vastly improved performance in this second half, especially in the set piece.
I think as well is that, you know, when you look at it, I think it's a combination of Queensland bringing on fresh players, and also, you know, as much as suggesting that Paonga was the only reason, it has changed since they took him off. It has changed since that Victorian front rower has changed.
Absolutely right, but you know, the game was won at half-time, so it's an opportunity to roll the players. You know, perhaps give those that haven't had the game time throughout the tournament to have a good crack out. You know, or potentially have Victoria taken their foot off the pedal a little bit, but looking at some of the lines and the contact, you'd suggest not. 40 points to 7, 25 minutes gone in the second half. Victoria to receive from a Healers kick. Goes long with the kick. Good take from the 13.
Here he goes again, another man who's not shy in going forwards. Yeah, there was no release. I mean, again, speaking of evolutions, that, you know, they would have said not held back in the day, but you can't do that now.
So kick to the corner.
Release it. Well, options. I think their options are slightly shortened at the moment. It's gone the long side.
I'm going to say it's an interesting decision to go that way, but certainly made it.
Obviously happy with it.
Good kick, 5 metres out.
Just outside.
So you'd like to think here, Dave, they'll be up for a quick catch, bring down and go for the drive?
I mean, yes.
Got to retain the ball first, though. Yeah.
Turned over. Boy, he had a couple of bites at it, but comes down with it. Back into the pocket for Feeney. Left-footed, just slews off his left foot. So they'll get another run at it. Slightly further out, but they'll get another run. And I think, looking down...
So good clean ball this time.
We're going to get the final 5 minutes with the return of Paonga. This time Queensland do come away with it and start to move forwards. Big contact in midfield again. Whoa! 3 bites of the cherry, but does come down with it and then was punished for that indecision. Queensland again will just continue. And suggestion of high.
Oh, you've got to think that's been sealed off there.
Yeah. But yeah, sealing off, not holding his weight. They've gone quickly again. Not back 10. And then there's another.
Going for the shoot again.
Yeah.
Good quick thinking from the replacement scrum half there. Corraldi took the quick ball up and pressured the line.
Another penalty, and they're going to tap and go again.
So Victoria down to 13 men now. Is this the opportunity?
Victorian. I mean, the best that Queensland can hope for is to win the second half. 7 points apiece the second half at the moment. Well, actually 7-5 at the moment.
Yep. Pawanga's coming back on.
So let's see whether that does change the scrums. If we do have another scrum. Well, I tell you what, big tip of the hat, if he comes back on and they destroy him again, then that's a wobbly old kick. Into midfield.
You know, the Healers' backline don't have the size of the Victorians, but ball in hand, the skills are certainly there.
Oh, great
line.
Run over, he will go.
Absolutely great line picked by the 8 there.
Tell you what,
Lovely
John
flat
Vincent
ball.
probably deserves that. This second half, he's really stepped up. An absolutely wonderful line from the big fella. You look on the replay, you see at least 3 Victorian players looking at each other. There was a committee as to who was going to tackle them, and none of them did.
Everyone put their hand down. So it looks like Oscar Gilding is looking to get back on the pitch from his cheese, which will give Victoria 14 players back on the pitch with about 5 minutes to play.
Yeah, so just some background information on Paongo and Falao Finavea. I mean,
good kick.
Great kick. I mean, it's hard to argue with the fact that the scrum has changed since those 2 players came on.
Absolutely right.
One of them just won I don't know which one, but one of them won a 2021 Premiership in New Zealand, so that's always going to be big. And one of them won a Jewish Shield with the Harlequins this year, which is the Victorian, which is the Victorian Premiership, and they've had a massive impact for the Axemen and Victorian rugby as a whole. There is Paonga, and we talked about, we've talked about pathways and. From a Queensland point of view, I mean, that pathway is a very, very long and difficult pathway. Victoria, you would think it was be a little bit of a shorter pathway at the very least. So he is somebody, from what we've seen of him, for the next NRC, certainly somebody should be looking at.
Absolutely.
I reckon. Just his power today and his work rate in that first half was incredible.
That's right, and when the Rebels players finish their season, they come back down to play for the clubs like Harlequin and the other clubs around Melbourne. So
that's the beauty of Super Rugby, and with the season being offset
absolutely
to the club season as well. To grow the game. And have a true pathway to gold in the minor states and the emerging states like South Australia and Northern Territory and Tasmania. This idea that
the scrum's maintained itself with the Healers. So, forward.
No, we're playing on. Yeah, play rugby. It's close enough. So Queensland. I mean, it would be the comeback to end all comebacks. I don't think it's on. He's away again down that near side.
He's made an impact, Corraldi, the number 9. Well, not the 22 actually, but he's playing 9.
And another penalty to Queensland.
Yeah, but no doubt the likes of the Rebels are either watching this live stream or watching it here.
Well, I think they'll get their own reports from.
Absolutely.
I think the Axemen have a very, very close link with the Rebels and the NRC competition as well, so that they'll get the reports. There'll be Rebel staff probably here. But certainly, I think of players who could. I mean, I'm a firm believer that given the training and given the time, all 30 of these players would be able to compete in the NRC.
Absolutely.
The issue with the Queensland side, as we said, is that there's so many players above this tier who will be missing out at that tier.
Correct.
And they had the Far North Queensland Barbarians here as well, which is essentially another Queensland countryside. So there's 2 Queensland countrysides in this competition. So the healers again, just trying to work through their process and find another score. Big contact around this side from Paongo again, and regardless of the fact that they were so far up on the scoreboard and so little time to go, he's still hitting hard.
But great to see the healers in this second half making a game of it and having a good crack. You know, their confidence level since half time has increased, and you know, ball in hand, the back line's looking very exciting. It's just getting the ball to them.
I mean, the second half has been a lot closer, but I'm not entirely sure many teams in the competition would have been able to live with Victoria in that first half.
No, absolutely not.
Free kick to Victoria, and I think we are almost done with this one. Oh, he's away. Carrying it one hand, gets the offload away, floats it over the top. We'll put the ball on the foot.
Recovered by
He's done really, really well to stay in field and get the offload away to stay in field.
Knees are on the floor.
Manages to get his knees down, and then we'll go out the back and. Oh, the old torp.
That's a good driving kick.
Bring back the torp. Oh, how's the bounce going to be? Ladies and gentlemen, is one of the best 50-22s that you've seen.
That's two in the same game.
Hashtag bring back the torp. Oh, both of them won a premiership in New Zealand, then came over to the Harlequins and won a premiership at the Harlequins.
Okay.
So yes, they have had
Watch those names, guys. Watch those names.
Decent. Oh, and then they steal the line out. What an anticlimax. Paongo again. Looks for the offload, not quite there.
Running it out of defence.
Oh, that's a dangerous pass, but well done. Tidied up, but still under a huge amount of pressure. Oscar Gilding trying to find a way out.
So Haylers with the last chance to put points on the board. Good line.
Open again, another
Just
strong
short.
line, and looking forward. There's a little bit of a friendly discussion going on in the background as well.
Oh,
That one's
penalty.
knocked on. Penalty for the
Going
knockdown.
to the
And
cheese
there's
again.
another one. So there's a three
Yep.
yellow
That's
cards for
the
Victoria.
replacement scrum half who knocked the ball down there cynically.
Here he goes again, Vincent.
Big contact.
Straightens. Inside
Jake
ball.
line.
Lion couldn't quite get there. Works hard to try and find a way through. Then they will look to go over, and another penalty. Hands in the ruck. Another straight and another big contact. That's Paongo again. Back inside to Lion again. Can he get there this time? No. Victoria and Axemen shut the door, and again they can't quite get there. Still not there. They'll have another
That's
look
down.
this time. No.
Oh, knocked on.
Knocked on.
Big game.
And full time. So Victoria will win this 40 points to 14. Much improved second half from the Queensland Country Healers. So the next one, we
Congratulations
think,
to the Victoria Axemen who have run out.
Perth Gold and
ACT.
Won that game
ACT.
against Queensland Country 40-14 to take the 5th place
Or is it?
playoff.
not far enough. What's happened with the final Queensland Barbers? We'll find out who it is. You'll know before we do. We'll take a break and we'll be back with you for the third game of the day.